Hey folks, I've been doing a lot of politics lately, and you know how much I really despise politics, and I like to get my mind off of it. So, what are we looking at here? It's a Google Earth image. I'm on the Google Earth. Where am I? Can you tell me? I don't see the word on the screen yet, but if you're knowledgeable, or just if you come from this area, you'll be able to guess. Well, I'll tell you a little bit later. Oh, where am I going? Oops. I hit the wrong button. But I wanted to tell you about Google Earth because it's one of my favorite programs, and I know there's like some button here in Google Earth that you can press the program and get like a paid version. I don't have the paid version. I don't even know what's in the paid version, so I gotta get with the program and get informed. But let's see. We're gonna go back to where I was, and yes, it's the Middle East, right here. I'm giving you a different perspective on it, but this is the Middle East. Um, North is to the left, and south is to the right. It's basically the intersection of Europe, Asia, and Africa. And there was a lot of traveling through there, a lot of trade routes, the spice trade, and all other kinds of things historically, before we had a lot of travel on the high seas and then air travel. Air travel is the one big revolutionary thing we have in our technology that kind of changes the game. But they used to have land routes, and that was, uh, we say, characteristic of the Middle East because it was kind of a crossing through place, and you were usually going through there to get somewhere else. A lot of places we become trading outposts, places for merchants, places to stay, like inns or what were they called? They didn't actually call them hotels back then. But here we have Anatolia, which is modern day Turkey, a far eastern arm. It gives us the farthest reach of NATO. That's what Turkey is. So hopefully you Turkish people enjoy being used like that, which I know that you don't. There is dissension and disagreement, and rightly so, in every nation at this point, from Egypt to Turkey to Europe to the UK. Believe it or not, UK is dissatisfied. UK is waking up. People of London, what are you doing? You're waking up. How is London today? London's looking fine. If this is live, I would be surprised. That's not London right now. Is that London right now? London live skyline. Is it daytime? Is it morning in London? It looks like it is. I'm a little bit surprised, but let's go back to the Middle East because I'm doing a research and exploration of the Middle East. Some of you know that I've already had travels there. I have quite a wide range of experience. Follow the cursor here. The mouse makes a little circle. I'm in the Gaza Strip, a very conflicted zone because of what's happening to it right here. And I pray for the people that they can have relief and then they can have just their basic rights. But I know that they do and they can and they have prevailed. They will persevere. And I wish for peace of the people in this area and the way they're being manipulated by a false government. and even here a false government. So the governments have to be cleansed, the governments have to be replaced with the election cycles, and we have a saying amongst the aware people here, the political astute, it's the saying of throw the bums out. So we're going to replace the government and fire the incumbents, retire them, get rid of them. Now, so we go from here, follow the cursor. Here is the border, Egypt and Israel. That is the modern state of Israel, the Zionist plan of Israel. And the border goes down to here, to the southernmost point, and it's on the waterway, you see. They have some airports here, and what they have over here is a border with Jordan. Okay, it's coming in now. The border with Jordan, over here is Jordan. And then even down here, you have in the direction of Saudi Arabia. Okay? So it's a congruence here of 3 countries. Let's zoom back out. Follow this line up. This is a valley, it's a depression, and actually a fault line going all the way up this way. Follow this. This is a fault line. I think they even call it a rift. It is part of the rift. A rift system of rifts that go all the way into Africa. Big cracks in the crust. So what is here on the deepest depression is called the Dead Sea. Okay? Can you turn that sound down? I can't have that. I can't have that sound back. I can't have that trademark sound, sorry. Kill it. Alright, so here we have the border extending up in the River Jordan. I'm live, folks. Sorry, we do have these glitches, but no problems, no worries. As the Aussies say, mate. So you go up Jordan River, and then you get to this other more wonderful water. It's called the Sea of Galilee. Then you go up to here. What a disputed area. This is called the Golan Heights. And this was disputed since there was a war with Syria that was stemming from a climax of violence in 1967. And then, so we're going to talk about 1967. But let's finish the border. This is the northern border of Israel. I'm following here along. You see the cursor. And this is shared with Lebanon. Okay, so Israel with Lebanon to the north. Let's check it out. A little shot that they give us, which shows that it's daytime over there as I'm making this vlog. Okay, so we're talking about 1967 because the present-day borders that I just showed you came into being since June 1967. There was an armed conflict. Who knows what actually was behind it, what set it into motion, but the results of it, as the motion continued, was to rearrange the boundaries, and as I said, it gave Israel more land in the Golan Heights that to this day Syria is still disputing. Now, you see this? It says administered by UNDOF. This means that it's the United Nations monitoring what goes on here. This is like a no man's land. It's not really supposed to be occupied here. I don't know if you can see that clearly. Well, correction, I shouldn't say that it's a no man's land. That it is in fact occupied by some people, but the the border is disputed. So I would just say that anyone that's in there is in danger of getting picked up, and either the United Nations will find them, um, or it can be one of the opposing sides like Syria or Israel. Now, we see things on the map here, so at some point these structures, these towns, these buildings, the infrastructure was put there, probably in recent memory. Although there could be, of course, some historic ancient sites that are in this zone. Now, it's very mountainous. It can be very lush because there's a lot of moisture and water flowing. This is the tributaries that go into the Jordan River, and it has a lot of really useful water. This is a resource, and it's just logical that Israel would want this. They stake a claim to it because of maybe history, maybe just because they need it and they feel like they deserve it. But prior to that, which is not eternal, but just in the historical period that Syria held it, they really would like to have it back. So the talks about this have stalled since apparently the year 2000. So we've had 13 years almost of totally silence and no talking, just like a violent spat, that erupts every now and then between the two countries. So this is unfortunate. I pray for peace over here into this area. And the nearest large city is called Safat, sometimes spelled in different ways. Now, I put out a lot of videos of this area, but I never actually stated, well, I may have stated once or twice, but usually I did not say where I was. I didn't put it in the listing or the tags. Let's get a three-dimensional view, because what a beautiful, beautiful area. What a beautiful location. And talking about history, it does have a lot of ruins. It's such a wonderful place to explore. And look at the hillsides in this area overlooking the Middle East. And I've been all around here. It's quite an area. Now you can see here that it's overlooking this water. As I told you, this is also another wonderful location along the Jordan River. This is called the Sea of Galilee. So if you bring out your Holy Christian Bibles, you're going to find out a lot about that place, at least as far as the biblical account, whatever you want to make of that. I know there's a lot of people that question it and doubt it these days, but that's neither here nor there. I don't want to talk about Scripture. I want to talk about my explorations, and I'm going to have to cut this off and give you the next part in the future. This is just part one, and a very controversial land, but also a very popular land. People do go here a lot, so maybe I'll encourage you to go there, but just be aware of certain things, that there's conflict going on that has not been resolved, and all I can do is pray and inform you about what I know. Thanks for listening.